Let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gators, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and we're here with you every Saturday to share information, updates, activities, anything that we can to further assist, support the development of our students, our young people, and this Saturday is no different. And so, this Saturday is a little different, I guess, because it's the third Saturday of the month, and so at the bottom of the hour at 9:30, we'll transition over to the ECCB Children's Connection. But of course, ahead of that, for the first half of the show, we will be focused on updates, activities, things coming up, information that you might need to have, parents and listeners. All right, so last week we announced that there were 4 teams who had registered and were traveling to St. Kitts for the first ever Rams primary school relay championship, and I must say that we had an amazing time. It was action packed. There were 20 schools competing in the championship, and so it was a timed finish meet, and the good news is that we were able to medal. Each primary school in Nevis was able to medal, to receive at least one medal for one of their teams, and so I'll share with you the final medal count information for that meet, and of course then give you some of the final results and information. So congratulations ahead of giving the final medal count information to the Charlestown Primary School. The Charlestown Primary School emerged winner of the 2022 Rams Primary School Relay Championship. Charlestown Primary was able to secure 6 gold medals, 4 silver medals, 3 bronze medals, for a total of 13 medals. Of course, we want to congratulate the second place team, the first runner Dr. William Connor Primary School, and of course third place team, the Sandy Point Primary School. And then the Joycelyn Library Primary School was able to secure 2 golds, 2 silvers, and 2 bronze medals, for a total of 6 medals. And I must say kudos to JLPS. They took 8 students to St. Kitts, 8 students. They had 4 for the under 13 girls and 4 for the under 13 boys, and those 8 students were able to secure 6 medals. So congratulations to them as well. Congratulations to the St. Thomas's Primary School. St. Thomas's Primary was able to secure 2 gold medals, 1 silver medal, and 2 bronze medals. Also congratulations to the Ivor Walters Primary School. Ivor Walters was able to secure 3 silver medals and 1 bronze medal, for a total of 4 medals. So our students did very well, and we are proud, and we hope that this meet becomes a staple, and that they can have the opportunity to interact with students on St. Kitts over the years. And so commendations to all students, but special commendations once again to the Charlestown Primary School for emerging winners of the 2022 Rams Primary Schools Relay Championship. Congratulations and kudos. Also, This week is a very important week. Last week I made the initial announcement, and this week I'm following up. The application process is currently open for the 2022 Prospective Teachers course. Do you want to be a teacher? This is the time for you to sign up, to register, and to be exposed to some of the basic principles and practices and expectations of teachers. If you are interested, you're innovative, you're responsible, you're open-minded, you are committed to being a lifelong learner. That means that you have the understanding that learning never stops. That means you'll have to go through continuous training and professional development. If all of these things apply to you, and you have a minimum of 5 subjects, including the following CXC CSEC subjects: mathematics, English, 1 social science, and 1 science. And of course, let me take a few seconds to just outline what the social sciences are. Social sciences include history, geography, social studies. So one of those subjects, as well as a science, so you're thinking of biology, human and social biology, chemistry, physics, integrated science. If you have one of those sciences, and of course an additional subject, that is the minimum requirement for accessing the Prospective Teachers course. The Prospective Teachers course is technically the first round in the selection process, because we will have the opportunity over a 2-week period to interact and to be able to support our prospective teachers. And then following that, we will have an interview process, and then of course the selection based on vacancies. So the application deadline is this Friday 27th May 2022 at noon, and the forms are available at the Department of Education. We open at 8 a.m. You can come on in and collect a form at the department, and as you enter, there's a table that has the forms on it, and instructions are right there. So it's pretty easy. You read the instructions, you follow the instructions, you get all of your documents together, you get them back to us by 12 noon on Friday. Please note that we are not going to accept or to move on to the next step with incomplete applications. So ensure that you have all of your documents together. Don't rush in on Friday morning to collect the form with the hope of getting it back in at 12 noon. Don't come at 11 a.m. and expect to rush through and get that submitted. So please ensure that you get it done and get it submitted by 12 noon on Friday 27th May. As I've said to persons who have stopped by, I am very open and frank. Even though my name is Zahnela Claxton, I'm very open and frank, and I've said to persons, if you do not care about children, if you do not care about the well-being of children, if you have no interest in working with children, this is not the job for you. We want to make sure that we get to a place of creating an environment where children are welcomed and validated and supported. And so if you are not interested or you do not like children at all, this is probably not the place for you. But if you have all of the previously mentioned characteristics and qualifications, we have the doors wide open and welcome you, as long as we have openings in the area that you're interested in or qualified in. So that's the information on the 2022 Prospective Teachers course. Everyone who applies may not be successful in going to the next round, because we have had over the years where persons have applied without the minimum qualifications. So please note, double check to make sure you have a CXC CSEC passes for those persons who did their exams many years ago, and when we had the basic and versus general, it would have to be a general pass. For those persons who did their exams recently, the CCSLC pass is not considered a CXC CSEC pass. So if you have CCSLC mathematics or English, that's not going to be considered an acceptable pass for the purposes of this process. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather round, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling needs for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Vaughn Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and of course we have shared some information with you in relation to the final medal count for the recently concluded Rams Primary Schools Championship. We've also shared the information in relation to the prospective teachers course. If you need any information at all, feel free to call us at 469-5521 extension 5080. Next up, we have the very important and exciting information and announcement that CXC exams are going to commence on Monday. I'm so excited for our students. They had to wait 3 whole weeks. There was a 3-week delay based on some challenges being faced throughout the region, and so it was a regional decision. Of course, it's a regional exam, and so we are finally seeing the start of the examination period. CSEC examinations start on Monday, May 23rd, and they end on June 1st. Our CSEC students at Charlestown Secondary, of course, you know, you go to your school, Charlestown Secondary, to sit your exams. Our students at the Gingerland Secondary will go to your school, Gingerland Secondary, to sit your exams, and our students from Nevis International Secondary, you will also go to Gingerland Secondary to sit your exams as per usual practice. Our private candidates, I'm hoping that you have already seen the notice which was shared for our private candidates. All persons registered as private candidates on Nevis for the May-June examination period are asked to note that you will sit your exams at the Gaspery Building in Craddock Road. The exam rooms are located on the first floor, downstairs NTV, and any changes in venue will be communicated by your course tutor. So once again, if you are a private candidate, you will have to go to Craddock Road at Gaspery Building to sit your examination, and it's downstairs NTV. For those who are not sure where the Gaspery Building is, it's downstairs NTV on Craddock Road. If you have questions, you feel free to reach out to our examinations office at 469-5521 extension 5085. All right, so let's continue with our dates. CCSLC exams start on June 27th and end on June 30th, 2022. And CAPE exams May 23rd, that's Monday, and they go until July 1st. So make sure we're paying keen attention to these notices, that you're locked in, that you make sure that you're following any updates, you're following the CXC page, you're logged into your examination portal on CXC using your credentials, your registration number, and other information as guided. And so on Monday morning, bright and early, we will see our technical drawing paper 2 for CSEC. We'll see our clothing and tech in the morning. In the afternoon, we'll have the clothing and textiles and fashion paper 2, and we'll also have chemistry paper 3 for private candidates. And then on the same Monday, for our CAPE students, we will see literatures in English paper 2 unit 1, physics unit 1 paper 2, and in the afternoon we have integrated math paper 2. Okay, I'll just finish out the CSEC and then transition to the CAPE so as not to confuse. May 24th, Tuesday, we'll have the industrial technology mechanical engineering paper 2, and that will be in the morning, as well as the food nutrition and health paper 2, which will also take place in the morning. In the afternoon, we'll have Caribbean history. And remember, if you want to be a teacher in the next few years or next year, you will need a social science, and history is one of them. So Caribbean history, 2 hours, 10-minute paper 2 at 1 p.m. On Wednesday, EDPM paper 2, and that will be on Wednesday morning. In the afternoon, we'll have the agricultural science paper 2, and then on Thursday, social studies, another one that is very much needed, paper 2, and in the afternoon, we'll see social studies paper 1. On Friday, May 27th, we'll have English B paper 2, and in the afternoon we'll have English B paper 1. And I must make a plug for English B. We haven't had many students doing English B over the last few years, and we need literatures and English teachers. We need English teachers, we need literature teachers, and one of the prerequisites for that is English B. So anybody out there who's in 3rd form, 4th form, think about signing up for English B because definitely there's an avenue for that as well. And then for our CAPE students, we will see on a Tuesday, we'll have sociology paper 2. We'll also have logistics and supply chain management on Tuesday morning, and then in the afternoon we'll have management of business. That's one of our biggest cohorts, management of business paper 2, and French paper 3, and art and design unit 1 paper 1. And then on Wednesday we'll have history unit 1 paper 2 in the morning, agricultural science unit 1 paper 2, and design and technology unit 1 paper 1. Then in the afternoon, we'll see sociology unit 2 paper 1 happening, and the paper 3 for our private candidates, environmental science unit 1 paper 2, and financial services studies unit 1 paper 2. On Thursday, we'll see Caribbean studies paper 2 in the morning, and in the afternoon, chemistry unit 1 paper 2, electrical and electronic engineering unit 1 paper 2. And then we go over to Friday morning, we'll have chemistry unit 1 paper 2, we'll have accounting unit 2 paper 2, and we will have building and mechanical engineering drawing unit 1 paper 2. In the afternoon we'll have unit 2 paper 2. So that's what our week looks like for our CXC CSEC examinations. Before I proceed and before we get to break, and just an announcement for all of our students, please ensure, especially our CXC students, as we look at the COVID-19 updates, we would note that we are seeing an increase in the number of cases, and CXC students, please note that you need to be extremely cautious. All students, but CXC students particularly, please be extremely cautious. We do not want you to be unable to sit your examination, and so please make sure that you're being cautious and following your protocols no matter where you go for the next month, to make sure that you remain safe. All students, the same obtains. Our protocols must be in place at school because as we all go to different homes, we come back to school, we interact, we go back to our different homes. So please make sure that you are following the protocols. I know that some of the protocols were lifted for various areas, various places. They were never lifted for schools. Protocols have never been lifted for schools, and so we have to ensure that we are following them that we're being wise, exercising wisdom as we look at what is happening around us. And so I encourage all of our students, and more specifically our CXC students, we don't want you to end up in a situation where you are COVID positive and you may have to look at the possibility of deferring your exams to next year after spending the whole year focused on achieving. Okay? So we do not want to have to put any officers or anyone at risk, and so we would have to do what we have to do to protect our examiners, and we want you to make sure that you're doing what you have to do to protect yourself as far as possible. So students, please be careful, please be cautious, please wear your masks. I know that you may not feel that it is urgent and important, but please wear your masks and sanitize and be careful in terms of how close you're coming to persons at this time. Have your personal sanitizer if you can, and for our private candidates who also have to sit exams, the same obtains to you. Please make sure that you're applying all protocols possible. We're going to take a break, and when we come back at 9:30, we'll transition directly into the ECCB Children's Connection, and we will be joined by our co-host, Ajerne Hodge. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, you on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
8:60 a.m. The Powerhouse.
Connecting our children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking our children with excellent mentoring.
Good day to all of our radio listeners, and this is the ECCB's Children's Connection program, and I am your host, Zahnela Claxton, and with me is our co-host,
Zahnela Hodge. Good morning.
Today we're going to be talking about resources. Have you ever heard the word resources, Ajerne?
Yes, I have.
All right. So definitely you can tell us a little bit about what you know about it since you've heard it. Maybe some of our listeners haven't, but you have.
Yes, what I learned was that a resource is anything that is useful, and I learned about 3 different resources.
Where are you learning all of these things, Ajerne?
At school.
What? So our school, and what we learn, it's like almost every time you end up doing this show, you
Yes.
learn something at school, which is amazing. And we are seeing how we can use and transfer knowledge and information. So that's really good. Of course, all of our friends listening, we want them to pay close attention because we're going to learn a lot about resources. We learn a bit that was shared with us. We learned some of what Ajane learned in school, and of course we'll probably learn a bit from our listeners as well. Parents, have your children cued in, listen in, because they are going to have some questions and prizes, compliments the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank after we finish the presentation of the information and the conversation between Ajane and I. Before we get to that point though, we are going to take a pause for a cause. It's time for the ECCB Children's Connection Program jingle. So we'll have our jingle and we'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Ajane, every time I hear that jingle, I just have to rock from side to side. It is such a lovely jingle, and the jingle you just heard, that lovely jingle that had you at home rocking, and of course those of us in the studio rocking, was written and composed by Dawn Mills, and she is the Corporate Relations Officer at ECCB, and it was performed by the children of the ECCB After School Program. Today, we have an interesting program for you. Ajane, I want you and our listening friends to think about the things you do every day. You brush your teeth when you wake up in the morning. You travel from one place to another, like, for example, from home to school. You eat delicious food. I would hope you have delicious food all day long. As long as it's not during class. Delicious food that your mom or dad or any family member, grandma, grandpa, prepared for you. What's your favorite food, Ajane?
Well, my favorite comfort food is pasta.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, your favorite comfort food. So it's not just your favorite food, it's your favorite
Comfort food.
All right. Well, to enjoy pasta, what type of pasta?
Shrimp pasta.
Oh my gosh, she's expensive. Shrimp pasta. So to enjoy shrimp pasta and to do all those other things, you need what we call resources. A resource is something that people use to meet their needs. And for those of our viewers on Facebook and YouTube, you can see the definition being posted. A resource is something that people use to meet their needs. So Ajane,
Yes.
what is a resource? Based on the definition I just gave.
It says a resource is something that people use to meet their needs.
Yes. All right. So let's help our friends to learn to spell the word resource. Can you spell it for them? You can spell it about twice or three times just to make sure they get it. And those listening, make sure you're writing down how we spell resource. Go ahead.
Resource is spelled R-E-S-O-U-R-C-E, resource. I'll say it one more time. R-E-S-O-U-R-C-E, resource.
Perfect! And those who are at home, once again, you can see it on your mobile devices, your tablets, your phones, or if you're on a computer, if you look joining us via Facebook or YouTube. Excellent. Since we just learned that a resource is something that people use to meet their needs, can you tell me one resource that you think I would need to make a hot dog?
Well, the one thing that you really need to make it into a hot dog is bread for sure.
You need bread.
Yeah. And then you need the hot dog sausages as well.
Do you think that it's possible to make hot dogs without bread?
Nah.
Do you believe that there are people who make hot dogs without bread? If I told you that?
Yeah, I believe that.
Some persons don't eat bread, right?
Yeah.
And so they make hot dogs. Perhaps they use a lettuce leaf or a tortilla shell. I don't know.
Lettuce leaf?
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
And then they might not use the meat-based hot dog sausage. They may use some plant-based vegan hot dog sausage. So, but yes, you're correct. What about pasta? What's one resource you would need for your favorite shrimp pasta?
Shrimp.
Of course, you can't make shrimp pasta without shrimp. All right, wonderful. Okay, so but really good answers. There are 3 types of resources. There are human resources, and these are people who provide a service or make things for us. For example, a doctor taking care of us, or a waiter at a restaurant serving us food. These people are very important human resources. Can you give 2 more examples of human resources, Ajani?
Well, I have to say teacher.
I'm waiting for that.
I have to say them because they help us each day to learn something new. And I'll say cooks as well because they help us to eat. They give us food and they prepare meals.
Wonderful. I love those 2, and I was fingers crossed that you would say teacher, but I'm so happy to hear. All right. So those are human resources, listeners. Okay. Then we have natural resources, and things that are found in nature can be used by people, but they are not made by people. For example, water, trees, and soil are all natural resources. We use natural resources to make things, but we can't make natural resources. Some other resources, let's think about it, Ajani. What are some? Give me about 2 more. 2 more natural resources.
The sunlight and the soil.
Wonderful. We have metals, we have rocks and stones, and of course the people who like things like diamonds, those are natural resources. You can't make them, right? And then you have natural gas and you have sand. So those are some of the natural resources, and there are many more that are available. We can't make them. Then we have capital resources. These are things that are used to provide a service or make a good. For example, an oven to bake bread, or knives used in the kitchen when preparing a meal. A refrigerator to keep our food cool and fresh are all capital resources. Can we think of any other examples?
Electronics, because they're today's life, more or less.
I know. They pretty much are.
Yes, and tools and hammers and so forth, because construction, we need them to build our buildings and monuments in the different structures.
Wonderful. All right, so we have computers, electronics, not just computers, but we have electronics, generally electronics. Definitely we use them to do, as Ajani said, pretty much near everything in life. For persons who have to do office work and reports, you definitely need your computers and your other electronics. We also have desks and tables, which we use in our various spaces, schools, offices. We often use desks and tables, and of course at restaurants, because you don't want to eat
on the floor.
Well, unless you have one of those restaurants where you eat on the floor, like I had to in Japan.
Really?
Yes.
You went to Japan?
I did.
Wow.
And so we also have, we mentioned ovens, and the doctor, for example, has a stethoscope, and our telephones. Those are all resources as well. And so, those are all capital resources as well. And so the difference between natural resources and capital resources is that we can make capital resources, but we cannot make natural resources. So we can make a computer, a knife, a car in a factory, for example, but we can't make water, food, or gas. So Ajani, let's look at our hot dog example that we mentioned earlier. Tell me what would be the human resource, capital resource, and natural resource involved in making that hot dog.
Okay, for vegetarians, the vegetables that are used to make the sausage. For people who use normal hot dogs, whichever animal it comes from will be the natural resource. The capital resource would be bread, because you make it, or a knife to cut the bread. And the human resource would be the person making the hot dog.
Nice. So you see, you can separate any potential food meal that we have, or most of the pieces of equipment that we have, and we can identify the natural resource, the capital resource, the human resource. Great. So I see that you understand the different types of resources. Let's see if we can help our listening friends understand resources even more by playing the ECCB Children's Connection game show called Name That Resource! Okay, so I'm going to name something, and you tell me whether the resource is capital, human, or natural. All right? And you have 5 seconds to name each resource. So listeners who just tuned in, we're just about to play Name That Resource! Ready, Ajane?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Resource 1. Scissors.
Capital.
Sunlight.
Natural.
Teacher.
Human.
Telephone.
Capital.
Good. Strawberry.
Natural.
Car.
Capital.
Mango.
Natural.
Rain.
Natural.
Oh! Awesome. That was, I hope it wasn't too stressful for you. Guess what? We have 2 more. You ready?
2 more?
2 more.
Okay.
Ready?
Let's go.
Firefighter.
Human.
Pilot.
Human.
All right. All right. So, we can tell we have a list of resources that we shared, and I'm hoping that we were all able to. I'm going to repeat the list for those a little slower. I know we did it really fast. We're going to do it a bit slower. Scissors, capital. Sunlight, natural. Teacher, human. Telephone, capital. Strawberry, natural. Car, capital. Mango, natural. Rain, natural. Okay, so Ajane, obviously you are the resources expert. You got all 10 correct, and so you are officially, I need to get your resources expert badge to walk around with. Do you think our listening friends out there did just as well as you did?
Yes, I think so.
All right. So there is something very important that we should learn about natural resources. Since we cannot create or make natural resources, we really need to take care of them. We need a lot of natural resources. We need all of them to survive on Earth. For example, water, air, trees, and soil. We need clean water and clean air to live. So if we do not take care of them and we pollute them or we waste them away, what do you think will happen?
We can't survive without water or oxygen.
And we need plants for that, don't we?
Yes, we do. We do need the plants. So all you guys who participate in deforestation, after you cut down a tree, you should plant it back one time. We can die, as I said, because we cannot live without it. And the plants also provide food, so we could starve as well.
Oh boy, so we really want to be able to survive. It's very important for us to preserve our natural resources if we want to have long, healthy lives. So boys and girls, I hope you had just as much fun as we did today learning about resources. And just like Ajane, you are now a resource expert. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back to see how much you learned today.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Welcome back, everyone, and let's see if our friends remember what we learned today about resources. Please call us, listeners, at 469-1616 or 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes, compliments the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. All you have to do is to be the first one to answer the questions correctly. Okay? So we're going to read out the first 3 questions for you. We're going to call out the first 3 questions for you, and you can call in and let us know which one you are responding to. Okay? So we'll do all three of the first ones, and you let us know if you're responding to question 1, question 2, or question 3. Ajani, I'll read questions 1 and 3, and you can read question 2. So, question 1. Spell the word resource.
Question 2. How many types of resources are there?
And question 3. Name 3 types of resources. So let's go again. Question 1. Spell the word resource.
Question 2. How many types of resources are there?
And question 3. Name the types of resources. Okay? 469-1616. 469-1700. Can you answer any of these 3 questions? You tell us which one you're answering, and you win a prize. Compliments the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. We have a caller. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Can you listen? Can you turn your radio down a little bit, please?
Okay.
Okay, and also listen to us in the phone, okay? And not on the radio because it's a bit delayed. Which question do you want to answer?
This first question.
Go right ahead. Spell the word resource.
R-E-S-O-U-R-C-E.
Good job!
Ooh.
See, Ajana is cheering you on. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Kendra David. I'm from Chester Primary School, and I'm 7.
You're 7?
Wow.
You're growing up right before our eyes. Who's your teacher?
My teacher is Teacher Sweeney and Teacher Archibald.
Oh, you are special. You have 2. All right, so you're in grade 2. Which grade 2 is that one?
Dedication.
Dedication. All right, good job, and good job on spelling resource. And
You spelled it like a champion.
yes. All right, thanks for calling, and we will send it down to your school, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we need another caller. We have 2 questions left for Journey. Read question 2 for us, and then I'll get question 3. Call us at 469-1616, 469-1700.
Okay, question 2 says, how many types of resources are there?
And question 3, name the types of resources. All right, so Ajane, repeat yours, and we'll see if we get a caller. And if not, I'll repeat my. Wait! Hold the presses. We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. You sound so enthusiastic. Which question do you want to answer?
Question 2, please.
Which one? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Question 2.
Okay, go ahead. Go right ahead. You're breaking up really badly. Try again, please.
I'm saying that there are 3 types of resources.
Wonderful! What's your name?
Like
All right, Malika. Congratulations. There are 3 types of resources. Good job. Have a great week.
okay.
All right, question 3 is the only one left. Name. Malika gave us the hint. There are 3. So name the 3 types of resources. Name the 3 types of resources that we have been talking about today. And the numbers to call, 469-1616, 469-1700. We have a caller.
Hello, good day.
Good day. Can you tell us the 3 types of resources?
Natural, human, and practical.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Some serious champions.
Yes, we do.
What's your name?
Kelly and Michael.
Karen Liebert.
Oh, I've heard this name.
You know that name, Jean?
Yes. Karen, did you have anything for me? Or was it your brother?
Yeah, he right.
For Gingerland? Okay.
He was our great.
You were really a champion out there. Congratulations.
So Kellen is a champion on the track, and he's a champion on Youth on the Go because he knew his types of resources. We will get your prize to you, okay, Kellen? And you have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Ajane, we have some serious champions. I don't know if we can take one more. We have a few more questions here. We might have to transition to the other things, and then if we have a few more minutes, we can take a few more calls. I think that's the best way to go because, you know, my favorite friend has to have his moment. Who's my
Oliver?
Thanks to all of our callers. You certainly did a great job listening and learning about our 3 types of resources. Don't forget that you have to talk to your friends and family members about what you learned today. Make sure they also learn what you learned, okay? So teach them some of what you learned today. And we're going over to look at a wise word of the week with our friend Oliver.
Hello, boys and girls. Guess what? It's Oliver, your friendly owl, with your wise word for today. Well, it's humility. Yeah, that's Humility. And it means freedom from pride and arrogance. So be on your best behavior now, boys and girls, as we get back to your host.
All right. I'm going to have to replay the wise word for the day. We're going to replay it because I think that we all need to hear it over again. All right. So we heard from Oliver, who is my friend. Oliver always has some really, really good wise words. And so today, Oliver talked about humility, and he told us a bit about what it was, freedom from pride. You know what it means to be humble? Sometimes, for example, Ajerne, you do well, persons do well in class.
Yeah.
And you have 2 options. You can always,
help others, or you could celebrate and show off.
And so, is boasting and showing off humility?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But we just talked to Kelleran, and Kelleran was one of our class champions for in the inter-private championships. You recognized his name immediately, Asherne, which also shows that you're a champion with an impeccable memory. But Kelleran had 2 options. He could be kind to others, celebrate his victory, and of course we want all children to be able to celebrate themselves. But he had the option of boasting off at persons, and so choosing celebrating yourself and your accomplishments, but not throwing it onto others and making it look like you're better than them and they're below you. That is what we would consider to be humility. And so we want all of our students to exercise humility during the next week and beyond. I think we'll have opportunities to be humble.
I like to say something that Mr. Herbert says some mornings. He likes to say that you act like you can't afford the bread until they find out that you own the bakery. Stay humble.
Who says that? Let's do that again. Just in case Mr. Herbert is listening, Mr. Herbert, you have an ardent listener, because I'm here like, who is she talking about? She listens to Vaughn and she's able to transfer that. So let's go again.
Okay, Mr. Herbert says some mornings that act like you can't afford the bread until they realize that you own the bakery. Stay humble.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Definitely a key takeaway. And so children, if you missed that every morning that Mr. Herbert said it, you don't have an excuse, because you've heard it from Ajerne and Mr. Herbert. Ajerne is listening keenly to you at mornings. She's able to apply what you say, and that is also commendable. So humility, staying humble, is our key word for this week, and we love our Oliver. We just appreciate Oliver so much. All right. So we invite all of you, our listeners and friends, to think about our wise word of the day. Ajane, we have 5 minutes. You think we can get a question in?
Yeah, I think
we can get a question in because I love question time. I'm hoping we have listeners who are geared up. And those who didn't get in on the first 3, let's try one of these. We are going to play Name That Resource. Okay?
Okay.
But it won't be 5 seconds like Ajane got because you'll get a few minutes to think about it. But we are wrapping up, so make sure that you call in as quickly as you can. Ajane, read the question for us.
Okay. Which type of resource is a waterfall? Natural, human, or capital?
Right, 469-1616. 469-1700. Repeat the question, please, Ajane.
Which type of resource is a waterfall? Natural, human, or capital?
So, listeners, you have choices, so it's not as hard. Which type of resource is a waterfall? Natural, human, or capital? And you can call us at 469-1616, 469-1700 if you have the answer, so that we can prove to Ajane that there are other persons out there who are awesome at Name That Resource, the Name That Resource game. 469-1616, 469-1700. Repeat the question for them, for the listeners who may have just turned over in their beds and they're not sure what you said.
Which type of resource is a waterfall? Natural, human, or capital?
Okay, we have a caller who I'm hoping is nice and alert. Good morning!
Good morning.
Good.
My name is Tiffany
Okay.
David, and I go to the Charleston Primary School.
All right. Can you tell us which type of resource is a waterfall?
And a waterfall is a natural type of resource.
Wonderful, Tejane. A waterfall is a natural resource. And so we thank you so much for calling, and we'll send your prize over to Charleston Primary for you as well, okay? Have a wonderful week.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Ajane!
Yes. We have 2 minutes.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes, so we have to wrap up. And so we've come to the end of the ECCB Children's Connection program. We had so much fun today. We want to take one more question? We can try? Let's try. Okay, we're going to try, but that means we have to have a fast caller. Let's try. Which type of human resource is a pilot? Natural, human, or capital? Which type of resource is a pilot? Natural, human, or capital? Oh, whoop. Yeah, this is a real Name That Resource winner. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
Wonderful. Go ahead and give us the answer.
Yeah, my visual.
Woo! Good job. What's your name?
Evangel Bible.
Okay, say it again.
Evangel Bible.
Keranje Larbird. Good job, Keranje. So we'll get our prize to you. Congratulations, you are correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Ajane, our superstars made sure that we got the prizes out this morning, and we're so glad. We've come to the end. We've really come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection, and we are so happy that all of you could join us today. We learned about the different types of resources, human, capital, and natural resources, and why it is extremely important to take care of our natural resources. We also learned about the importance of generosity. So until we meet again, I am your host, Zahnela Claxton.
And I am Ajane Hodge.
And we'll talk to you again soon.
But until then, be humble, take care of our natural resources, and stay connected.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
all the power from